the real thing we need to be concerned about is data.
Yeah.
Access to data, what people do with the data. And that's no different really than it is when we're in a business setting, when we're sitting in an office with 4 walls and cubicles and whatever that looks like for your organization. But it's kind of drawn the focus around, it's all about data, right? How we access data, what we can do with the data, where the data goes, how we store the data, how we dispose of the data. Same problem we've always had.
Compliance.
But now we've got uncontrolled networks, uncontrolled endpoints. And so, how do we wrap our hands around those data controls to make it still flexible enough that people can do their jobs, even though they're not on the same physical network in the same physical building or on a campus or, a series of WAN networks, whatever kind of network structure. We're now looking at the world as a coffee shop, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of traditional enterprises rejected the coffee shop model a long time ago, right? We put a lot of our security controls at the network layer.
Yep.
We stopped people from getting in at the network. We stopped people from accessing resources across a network. We had intrusion detection and intrusion prevention and firewalls and all of these traditional network controls when you have a physical control of that network backplane that don't apply in a hybrid or a remote work. So how do we address that, Rick? What would you say?
So some of the things you can do to address that are basically a combination of things, right? Really, technical policies, locking workstations, IAM, ensuring that your access rights are accurate for the individual users. You can lock down the endpoints. So we prefer to give out a company-owned device rather than BYOD. Now, there's an argument for both sides of this, and I don't mean to get in anybody's face about it, but literally handing out a corporate device, I can lock that device down. I can show my compliance better. I can do training better. I can control that access better. If something doesn't go right, I can lock access to it immediately. So we can control the VPN or something along Zscaler. We can control the security access much better. We're a home network. If I were to switch off this laptop that I'm on now, go to my own personal machine, now we have no idea if Rick's got malware. Am I uploading malware? We have no idea that if we know is Rick's operating system current without spending a lot of money in our infrastructure as the organization to ensure that all the endpoints are latest updates. They've got all the latest virus updates. They've got the operating system updates, etc. So for me, it's more around the unsecured networks that really are the problem, Shawn. And controlling that through technical controls and through administrative controls are the combination that's really going to be the only way to be successful. So again, we still can't control BYOD. You really can't. You can try. I mean, let's be honest. We've all tried. No one's been 100% successful. But that goes back to the basic rule of security. If you have 100% security, you have zero functionality. There's always a risk. There's always a balance there somewhere. So from my perspective, it's really about training end users, working with the individuals, and adding some technologies to help your compliance and privacy, your data privacy.